Okay. If you're ready, I'm ready. Um, Before I start anything, well, today's an exciting day, and just because this is the brand that started it all for me, a shout out to my mother. Thank you for buying me, and this is why I can't. I have to go fall back on this idea that I have been too blessed. I've had too many things. I've been given more than I've deserved throughout the course of my life, and that's why I have no reason to say anything because I'm just I'm really spoiled is what it amounts to. And so the first car I ever owned was a 1998 Nissan Pathfinder. Thank you to my mother for buying me that car, and thank you to the internet and YouTube for allowing me to make these videos. The one group that I've always felt welcome to, and I was thinking about this morning when I was doing my morning walk, is the Asian Club. So shout out to Burlingame High School, class of '99 Asian Club. And I was thinking through my head, I was like, I don't think I've ever met an Asian person that I didn't appreciate. Now, there have been probably some people that didn't like me, or I didn't necessarily, I don't know, maybe we didn't click. But I think there's like this mutual respect. And I don't know why, but I'm not Asian, but I've just always felt that on the inside. Maybe life or the world is a mirror. So however you feel on the inside, it's brought back to you. So shout out to my grandfather and my father, who are no longer here on planet Earth. 2 eggs, hot sauce, Himalayan sea salt, with my usual Heineken Zero. And like I said before, please, no one listen to me, follow me, do anything that I do. I have only, as far as I know, I've only lived one life. So I have a perspective of one. I'm not someone who you can feel that is a role model, unless look, you make up your own mind. That's what I do, and that's what I suggest other people to do. You make up your own mind. Cheers. Thank you for that. I don't know who I'm thanking, but see, I'm generous with the hot sauce. I love hot sauce. And shout out to my wife for putting up with such a eccentric fool. That's what I call myself, an eccentric fool. I apologize. I barricaded the door of the office just because I appreciate my son screaming. Let me make sure I'm recording. Yes, I am recording. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I barricaded the door of the office because I'm trying to muffle the sound of my son's screams. I don't mind him screaming. I just I don't necessarily want that on the videos every time, just because I'm hoping that my videos can eventually become professional. So, and I know it takes time. I've only been making videos on YouTube for about a year now. So I think that's if I correlate it to the human experience, 1 year is not a lot of time to if I think of what a human being knows, a human person knows at the age of 1. You might know a lot, but your body might be holding you back. So that's the way I feel about YouTube. I think I've uploaded, I don't even know how many videos I've uploaded, but I try to do 1 video a day. I know that's not realistic sometimes, but I try to do that because I enjoy it. So to anyone, I'm not comparing myself to anyone. I compare myself to me, and I hope one day I can impress myself. That's actually really what I'm shooting for. Is I want to impress myself. Because I realize that only I know what I've been through. Only I know my own personal life experience. So if someone else is impressed by what I do, well, maybe sir maybe you set the bar too low, because maybe other people are doing far more impressive things. So that's my take on that. And I had a lot of things I wanted to talk about, and they're all just jumbled in my head. So my goodness, that is one of my dream cars, Nissan Skyline. Shout out to Nissan, shout out to Datsun, shout out to everyone out there who works. I appreciate you, I really do. Most of all, shout out to my mother. I think she was probably one of the main inspirations for me trying to work hard. I remember she took me to Singapore in, I don't know if it was middle school. I have a picture on my Instagram, but I remember it was right after there was this, if you weren't alive during the time period, there was a American kid who went to Singapore right before my mother and I went. And I remember he spray painted cars, and he ended up getting caned. I don't think if it was 6 or 9 canes. And that's what I love seeing other cultures, because I was like, you know what? That kid thought he was just going to get maybe a slap on the wrist the way you're treated here in the United States. But I'm very grateful that Singapore as a nation stood by its own, criminal justice system and said, you know what? If you're in our country and you break the law, we're going to treat you the way that we treat our citizens. And I'm grateful that person, I don't know what ended up happening with that gentleman, but I'm grateful for the nation of Singapore for standing true to its own belief system. And I'd like to believe that my mother, I do believe my mother's a highly intelligent person. So I think that, or maybe I'm just giving her more credit than she deserves, but I'd like to believe that she brought me to Singapore to show that there's a flip side, there's an alternate side to every coin. And I remember a lot of people brought that up to me when I was in Singapore. And I tried to just be humble and respectful, and I hope that the nation of Singapore realized that not every American is the same. And I hope I did show that for every one person that's disrespectful, there's someone else who is respectful. So thank you. I'm going to start with my usual disclaimer. If I mention or say your name incorrectly, I apologize. It is because of my ignorance and lack of attention to detail to learn everyone's name and pronounce it correctly. And if it is a little bit of comfort, I don't even think I pronounce my name correctly, and I've known me for almost 41 years. So thank you. And that was supposed to be a joke, but I know it's not funny. Okay, here we go. Nissan. And look, I'm already excited. I've owned 2 Nissans, and I know sometimes I think it isn't the number of Nissans you've owned, but how much you love them that shows your commitment to a company. I just made that up on the spot. I know it's kind of silly. Okay. Here we go. Nissan, Japan. Headquartered in Kanagawa, Japan. Established December 26, 1933. Founder Yoshisuke Aikawa. All right. Here we go to the museum. Hold on a second here. 1910 diversification. Automobile production takes root as an industry. A diverse variety of cars are developed to cater to a variety of customers, from inexpensive 3-wheeled cars and off-road buggies to luxury cars for the wealthy. There are also major revolutions in the material used for cars, and steel, sheet metal comes to replace wood for building their bodies. 1910. Tobata Casting founded. In America, Yoshisuke Ayakawa conceals his Tokyo Imperial University education while working as a laborer to gain experience in metal casting technology. After returning to Japan, he establishes his own company, Tobata Casting. 1911, Kawashinsha Motor Works is founded. Kawashinsha, primarily founded by Masujiro Hashimoto, embark on the changeover to domestic automobile production. This company will become the forerunner to Nihon Jidosha Sangoi. 1914. The DAT car is completed. The DAT motor car is completed. The car takes its name from Kawashinsha inventors Kinjuri Den, Rokuro Ayama, Mitaro Takushi. 1918. Kawashinsha goes public. Kawashinsha Motor Car Works grows into a publicly traded company employing 60 workers. In the next year, they will release the DAT 41, fitted with Japanese first single-piece cast 4-cylinder engine. 1919. Jitsuyo Jidosha Seizo is founded. American engineer William R. Gorham develops a 3-wheeled automobile. The vehicle attracts much attention from the entrepreneurs, and Jitsuyo Jidosha Seizo is founded in Osaka to produce it. 1926, DAT Jidosha Seizo founded. Jitsuyo Jidosha Seizo and DAT Jidosha Shokai merge, forming as DAT Jidosha Seizo. 1931, Tobata Casting take over DAT. Tobata Casting, which had produced automobile parts plans for automobile production by acquiring DAT Jidosha Seizo. 1932, the Datsun is born. Shout out to Datsun, baby. Holla. Sorry, I'm just messing around. The Datsun is born. Under the management of Tobata Casting, DAT Jidosha Seizo complete their first production car, the 495cc Datsun passenger car. The name will be changed to Datsun in 1933. 1933, Jidosha Seizo founded. Jidosha Seizo is founded with investments from the Tabata Casting Holding Company, founded by Yoshisuke Aokawa and Nihon Sanguyo. Tabata Casting opens their automobile division. In March, Tabata Casting found their automobile division as part of the build-up to full-scale automobile production. In October, they produce a plot of just over 710,418 square foot, 66,000 square meters on the reclaimed land in Yokohama Bay. 1934, the birth of Nissan Motor Company. In June, the company name changes to Nissan Motor Co. after Nihon Sangyo becomes the sole investor in Jidosha Seizo. 1935, operations begin at the Yokohama plant. Japan's first large-scale automobile manufacturing plant begins operation. Production over 10,000 vehicles per year. They are able to provide automobiles at affordable prices. Shout out to companies that have a desire to produce affordable automobiles. And here's the thing, I appreciate the Asian culture. I don't know if I mentioned this. This was in my head. Shout out to Burlingame High School class of 99, Asian Club. I appreciate, and here's the thing, I realized I had friends from, the majority of my friends were either Korean, Japanese, or Chinese. And what I realized is when you say Chinese, it's such a broad I mean, you have people within the Chinese culture that don't like each other, but I think there's a mutual respect. So I appreciate companies that want to produce cars that appeal to, even nowadays. I know the minimum wage in certain areas in California are like $15 or $18 an hour. So it isn't completely representative of the whole nation of the United States, but I'm grateful that Chinese manufacturers are trying to produce vehicles. If I remember correctly, I think there are Chinese manufacturers that are trying to produce vehicles at $3,000 to $5,000 USD. So I'm grateful that at least there's people thinking about making brand new cars in 2022 at the price of five. I mean, I could be 100% wrong. My numbers could be way off, but just even to consider to make cars, because not everyone can afford. I don't know what the cheapest new car costs currently in America, but I don't think it is $5,000. So I remember 15-20 years ago, I think even trying to produce a brand new car at under $10,000 was quite difficult. And I know there's a lot of legal and political stuff involved, but I'm just thankful for the people who are considering doing that, or wanting, or even trying to produce vehicles at affordable prices for people who don't make a lot of money. And some people say, well, that those are entry level jobs. I understand, but you still have to get to work. You still have to, maybe you have a family. I'm just saying, not all circumstances are equal, and so we can't compare ourselves to that one person that was able to move their way up to corporate positions. Sometimes circumstances arise that don't allow you to make the amount of money that you wish you could. My retirement is only $10,000, and if someone said, well, that's your fault, I say, yeah, sometimes life happens. Sometimes you get injured, sometimes you get injured multiple times, sometimes I'm just saying, circumstances arise that may not necessarily allow everyone to make what that one person who is speaking about has. There you go. Operations begin at the Yokohama plant. Japan's first large-scale automobile manufacturing plant begins operation, producing over 10,000 vehicles per year. They are able to provide automobiles at affordable prices. 1935, the Datsun Model 14. The Datsun Model 14 Roadster is introduced. It features a rabbit hood mascot known as the Hare. 722cc, 14.7 horsepower. 1936, first competition in motorsports. Datsun NL75 race cars made the subsequently entered in the All-Japan car race. The car takes a stunning first-place victory. Very cool. 1936, the Datsun Model 15. The Datsun Model 15 is introduced. The car features an improved version of the Model 14's engine, which increases the engine output with the same displacement. 1937, the Datsun Model 16. Datsun Model 16 sedan. The hood ornament and Datsun badge are both updated. 1937, full color advertisements screen. Nissan used full color film for their advertisements at a time when full color productions are still rare. Dang, that's awesome. It will prove to be a unique and extremely innovative endeavor. 1937, the first Nissan car. That is absolutely gorgeous, Nissan. The Nissan passenger car Model 70 is introduced, becoming the first car to bear the Nissan marquee. Powered by a 3670cc straight six engine. Shout out to all the straight sixes out there. Manufacturing equipment is purchased from Gran, a U.S. company, and shipped to Japan for domestic production. Ooh, that is absolutely gorgeous. I have to toast to that. (1938) Datsun Model 17. The Datsun Model 17 sedan, praised for its toughness and fuel economy. The car is used throughout Japan. 1941, new trucks announced. The Nissan Truck Model 180 and Nissan Bus Model 190 are released. 1947, pioneering electric vehicles. The Tama electric car is produced by Tama Jidosha, one of the predecessors to Prince. The car is developed to replace petrol cars as passenger vehicles under post-war rationing. 1952, collaborations with Austin. Nissan enters a patent-sharing agreement with British Austin Motor Company. Utilizing Austin's knowledge, Nissan are able to develop their own technologies and release a number of new generation products by the 1960s. Yes, and shout out to everyone who smiles. Like I mentioned yesterday, smiles are contagious. I firmly believe this, that when you just look at someone who smiles, it releases chemicals in your brain and you just feel better. So shout out to everyone out there who smiles. Shout out to everyone out there who smiles back, and shout out to the people who don't smile back because maybe they're not ready to smile back. I realize sometimes it takes time, but I think with enough people smiling within your vicinity and you just not being able to ignore it long enough, I hope, and this is I'm setting my intentions, that I've been on this planet for 40 years. I count the time that I was in my mother's belly as me being alive, and that's just my personal opinion on myself. I know we, as a global community, we don't necessarily agree on that, but I know what I feel, and I know what I'd like to believe that I was smiling even in my mother's belly. So I'm grateful for everyone out there who smiled back at me, and I appreciate even the people who don't smile back, because I know one day, I firmly believe that you will smile back, even if it's just in the mirror at yourself. 1952, collaborations with Austin. Sorry, I already just, I appreciated the picture. That's really what it comes down to. I appreciated the picture. 1952, Prince sedan model AISH. Tama Jidusha releases the Prince sedan model AISH. Not to be no, I'm gonna stop. Okay, the name of the car coincides with the investiture of Crown Prince Akihito, the current reigning emperor. And shout out to the current emperor of Japan. My second son was born on your birthday, sir. Obviously not the same year, because that would mean that I am far older than 62 years young. You are 62 years young. Thank you, sir, for being born on the same day as my son. I appreciate that. And who would have thought that would happen? I'm very grateful for that. And the company is renamed the Prince Motor Company in the same year. 1952. I'm sorry, did I... okay, I read it. I want it, forgive me, I just wanted to make sure I read the name. Crown Prince Akihito, and I apologize, sir, if I said your name incorrectly. Okay, 1952, Datsun Sports DC-3, the first Japanese manufactured sports car. That looks amazing. Excuse me, I had gas. Thank you to Miss Emma Chamberlain for making it a normal thing to accept the fact that sometimes we have to release our bodily gas. That's just a normal thing. I had I never really talked about this, but I had irritable bowel syndrome. Man, I think a part of it is because I exercise so much and I love coffee, but I mean, when I can only talk for myself, I really love exercising, and when I get really motivated and I get my gears going, I have no problem exercising 5 to 6 hours a day. But man, that really, food just goes through me like I gotta run to the bathroom. Okay, sorry, I have to focus. I get excited. I feel like Nissan. I feel like we're family. So I feel very comfortable, and I hope everyone takes it for what my intentions are, and my intentions are just to be an enjoyable human being. No, but I do have gas sometimes. Okay, the first Japanese manufactured sports car, the Datsun Sports DC-3 is released. This marks the beginning of Nissan sports cars, which survive today as the Z car. Yes, 1955, and then my dream is to own another Z. I owned one, and I think I'm addicted to Zs. I really do. I love them. 1955, Datsun Model 110 passenger car. The Datsun Model 110 passenger car was released, becoming the company's first all-new design since the end of the war. 1956, the Datsun sedan wins a design award. Lauded for its practical design, the 1956 Datsun sedan wins the Minichi Design Prize. 1957, the first Skyline. Yes, I bow down to you, Skyline. Not only because I love waking up in the morning and witnessing the literal Skyline, but I actually love the car known as the Skyline. In America, it's known as the GTR Godzilla. Yes, Godzilla. I hope Skylines will continue production forever. And I would be if Nissan, that's another car I would love to own. I would love to own a Skyline. Talk about a two-door, four-seater that in my opinion is an truly epic automobile. That is the Nissan Skyline, aka also known as Godzilla. The Prince Skyline is introduced as the successor to the Prince sedan. With a top speed of 77 miles per hour, the car features a number of cutting-edge technological innovations. 1958, competing at the Australian Rally. A rally car is developed based on the 1957 Datsun 1000 and entered in the 1958 Round Australia Mobile Gas Rally. The car takes victory in the A class. 1959, the original Bluebird is born. The original Bluebird, the Model 310, is introduced, replacing the Datsun 1000. The car's name comes from Marci Materlinci's The Bluebird. Shout out to everyone out there who has a first and last name with the same initials. I love that. Right here it is, MM. I'm also known as JJ, so thank you. 1959, the luxury Gloria. The original Gloria debuts, a luxury version of the Model ALSI Skyline. One such car is purchased by Crown Prince Akihito. 1960, the first Cedric, the original Cedric, is introduced. That is a cool car. That looks so much like, I don't know necessarily a lot of American cars because my main focus was the JDM market, but that looks very similar to something that was built in the United States. So I appreciate collaborations. I really do. I think both people, both sides, both nations can benefit from collaborations. The original Cedric is introduced, developed using production techniques learned from the British Austin. The car features a curved front window. 1960, the first Fair Lady. I love Fair Ladies. Not just conceptually, but also the vehicle. The first Fair Lady, the original Fair Lady, the Datsun Fair Lady SPL 212 is released. However, the car is made for export only and is not sold within Japan. Oh, that is a shame, but maybe one day. That's what I say. You never know, right? You never know what the future holds. 1960, the first Italian designed Japanese car. The Skyline Sports Coupe goes on display at the Turin International Auto Show. The car is designed by Giovanni Michelotti. 1960, minor changes for the Skyline. The Skyline undergoes minor changes in anticipation of the coming age of highways. The car is fitted with a brighter 4-headlight configuration, the first of its kind in Japan. That is very sexy, very sexy. 1962, Apama plant completed. In March, the Apama plant is completed in Yokosuka, Kanagawa Prefecture. The facility is the first full-scale automobile production plant in Japan and also features a test course. Okay, I want to set my intentions. I want to visit. I said this yesterday. I want to visit the Subaru testing course. I definitely, absolutely, please, if I live to see more days on this planet, I would absolutely love to come or go and visit the Nissan testing facility. That would be a dream come true. 1962, the second generation Fair Lady. The second generation Fair Lady. The Datsun Fair Lady SP310 is introduced. Dude, look at this. I would be. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine. 1962, the second generation Gloria. The Prince Gloria S40 is released. The design changes to an innovative new flat deck style. 1963, the Nissan Gallery opens. The Nissan Gallery is opened in Ginza in the heart of Tokyo. Dang, that would be, oh my goodness. It is very rare for an automobile manufacturer to run such a facility at this time. Nissan, you were forward thinking even from the beginning with the movies, with your galleries. My goodness. 1963, the second generation Skyline. The second generation Prince Skyline S50 is introduced. With the imminent popularization of personal automobiles, the car is developed for use by families. 1963, the second generation Bluebird. The Datsun Bluebird 410 is in. Look, I don't just love this because of the color and the connotation of 410 being my birthday. Look, and Bluebirds. Look, I love the color blue. Okay, sorry, I'm correlating it back to me. Isn't that what we're all supposed to do? We correlate everything back to ourselves. Because if you don't correlate things back to yourself, how can things have meaning? That's just my belief. Designed by Pininfarina, this also marks the introduction of the SS, not to be confused with the Secret Service. I don't know, in the United States is Secret Service. I don't know what the connotation is in other countries. Sports sedan, and the SSS, super sports sedan grade models. Okay, look, I related it back to politics. I know I'm not supposed to do that. 1964, the historic Skyline. The Skyline GT is entered in the second Japanese Grand Prix. The car makes the hearts of spectators race as it goes toe-to-toe with the pure race-bred Porsche 904 GTS. Dang, that would have been an epic thing to watch. To see Porsche and Nissan go toe-to-toe. 1965, the first generation Silvia. Shout out to all the Silvias out there. Primarily the vehicles, because I love Silvia cars. The cars. I think they're absolutely amazing. The Silvia CSP 311. That's one of the cars I wanted when I was in high school. And I'm actually grateful for my mother not buying me a... I know it wasn't called a Silvia in the US. It was called a 240SX. I absolutely... There was one... It was in San Bruno. Shout out to the Nissan San Bruno. They had one. It was it was a black exterior and it had this very just elegant white, just leather interior. It was absolutely gorgeous, an absolutely gorgeous car. That was I would pass by that dealership all the time and just drool over that car. The first generation Silvia, the Silvia CSP 311. I think it's across from. I think that was like a Whole Foods across from it now. Whole Foods, Safeway, I believe. It's on El Camino Real. El Camino Real. Just look. I'm just reminiscing. Okay. I hope that dealership is still open. Actually, forgive me if it's not. The Silvia CSP 311 is released. The semi custom model is based on the Fairlady 1600. 1965, Zama plant completed. The Zama plant is completed in Zama City, Kanagawa Prefecture. This is one of the biggest factories for Nissan passenger car production. 1966, Nissan merges with Prince. In August, Nissan merges with the Prince Motor Co. 1966, victory at the Japanese GP, Japan's first true race car. The R380 it defeated Porsche Porsche in the 1966 Japanese GP and won the race. Yes, that's awesome. Look, here's the thing. This is what I like to say. My father, he loved Porsches. He owned 2 Porsches that I know of. He probably owned more than that before, whatever. I'm just saying that I was an a-hole. I always just, look, I think I was jealous. I was jealous the fact that he could have a Porsche and I was stuck with a 98 Nissan Pathfinder. But, I look, I loved my car. I appreciate my car. I appreciated the fact that my mother bought me a car that she wanted to use for moving items. No, I'm just saying, like, I'm grateful for that because then I could use the vehicle for moving items as well. And I think also it really solidified my passion for the love of the automotive just industry, because I think by not getting what I wanted, I could just drool over what I wanted for decades, and I could still drool over, I realized maybe sometimes it's better not to get what you want. That's what I realized, maybe it is better not to get what you want. Okay. 1966, because then, I realized sometimes the dream itself in my head, maybe the dream is better than the actual thing. No, or I'm just trying to make the best of the situation. Like, I'm grateful that I could drool over the car, my 240SXs, my 300ZX. Shout out to 300ZX in, where is it, Ceremony? Shout out to Ceremony Nissan. I think I visited every Nissan dealership in the Bay Area. Shout out to Nissan Sunnyvale. Look, I'm going to stop. I think I did go to every single, I think they all knew me because I just would go to the Nissan dealerships and drool over the cars. Okay, 1966, the first generation Sunny. Datsun Sunny is released, the quintessential personal car. The Sunny name was selected from among 8.5 million letters from the public. Shout out to all Sunnies out there. A good friend of mine, Bruce Holden, his wife, Sunny. Shout out to you, Sunny. And look, this is how I know. I appreciate Koreans. I appreciate Vietnamese, Taiwanese. Shout out to Singaporeans, Indonesians, Malaysians. Look, I love all Asia. I love all of Asia. 1967, the third generation Gloria. The third generation Gloria, the A30, is introduced. This car will become the first Gloria to carry the Nissan marquee following the Prince merger. 1967, the third generation Bluebird. The Datsun Bluebird 510, with its sharp design and innovative technology features such as four-wheeled independent suspension. Wow, Nissan doing independent suspension in the 60s. Look, I'm not here to speak poorly about American car companies, but there's some American car companies, it's 2020, and some American car companies aren't even putting independent suspension. And shout out to Datsun with the 510 trucks. That was the one vehicle I always wish, or I would love to own, is a Datsun 510 truck. And shout out to a gentleman I remember in high school. He had one of these. It was a Datsun 510. I don't remember your name, sir. There's so many people that I hung out with in high school. I apologize. It's so hard to keep track of every single person, especially because I didn't just hang out with the people in my high school. I hung out with people in other high schools, and primarily the car culture were the people that I hung out with, and so shout out to you, sir. I remember there was one gentleman in my high school. He had a Datsun 510. I don't know if it was a 2-door or a 4-door. Forgive my ignorance here. With its sharp design and innovative technology features such as a 4-wheel independent suspension, the car becomes a major hit, selling 1,550,000 units worldwide. My goodness, that's an absolutely gorgeous car. The 1967 podium finish at the Japanese Grand Prix. The Nissan R380-2 takes second, third, fourth, and sixth in the top category Grand Prix race in the sports and touring car categories. The Datsun Fairlady 2000 takes a 1-2 finish. Heck yeah, bro. 1968, the first generation Laurel? I hope I said that right. The Laurel C30 is released. The car is first advertised using the catchphrase, the high society car. Oh my goodness. Cheers to that car. High society, baby. I've never been a part of high society. I like to be a part of every society is really what it amounts to. In 1968, the third generation Skyline. The third generation C10 Skyline is released. The car becomes popular for its hard-edged, boxy design. That is hot. That I feel like that merges muscle. Look, to me, I love executive cars. That's kind of currently in the moment I'm in this executive car mood. Maybe that's just kind of like what I'm feeling out, but I feel like that is a muscle. That to me, that's a muscle executive car. 1969, the first of the GTRs. Yeah, baby. The third generation Skyline 2000 GTR, the PGC10 with a 157.7 horsepower wolf in sheep's clothing. Yes, that's absolutely. I don't like to describe myself because I like other people to describe me, and then I like to laugh at what they say. Because look, I'm nobody. I'm just some dude in his house just making videos and laughing at himself. But wolf in sheep's clothing, I absolutely love that. Fitted with the most powerful domestic engine at the time. Oh my goodness, that's the truth. Because if you saw that car on the road, there's no possible way that you would think that was the most powerful domestic engine at the time. That just looks like a sleeper. I think maybe wolf in sheep's clothing migrated to the term sleeper. 1969, the Fairlady becomes the Z. Oh yeah, baby. The original Fairlady Z is introduced. This modern sports car features a lightweight closed unibody with a four-wheel strut suspension. The Z432 model features the same S20 engine as the GTR. My goodness, those lines are so sexy. It's unreal, bro. 1969, a 1-2 finish at the Japanese GP. Nissan R382 powered by a 6-liter V12 engine developed in-house successfully took a 1-2 finish at the 1969 Japanese GP. Woo! 1970, the Phantom Machine Nissan R38. Although developed for the 1970 Japanese GP, the car became a missing link when the GP was canceled. Oh my goodness! Phantom. We need you to come back, Phantom. 1970, the second generation Sunny. The second generation Datsun Sunny, the B110 is introduced. The body is enlarged to compete with its rival, the Toyota Celica. I love rivalries. I think rivalries are amazing because both sides blossom into something that you never even would have thought possible. 1971, Tochigi plant completed. The Tochigi plant is completed in Kamanakawa, Tochiga Prefecture, and production of the Cedric Gloria begins. I would love to visit that as well. 1971, a 1-2 finish at the Safari Rally. The Fairlady 240Z appears at the Safari Rally. Dude, Nissan, please, can we rally the new Z? And by we, I just mean, look, because I am a humble purchaser of your products. I've loved every single Nissan that I've ever owned. I know I've only owned 2. Well, technically, my mother's first car that she ever bought was a Nissan Sentra, excuse me. So technically, as a family, we own 3. Okay. And all the Nissans that I'm planning to buy in the future. One day, look, it's never over until it's over. My dream is to own the new Z. Abso-freaking-lutely. I need to learn to. Shout out to Miss Click. Thank you for helping me. Look, I need to stop swearing. I think we all do. Like words. I look. People give words weight, and I'm trying to follow along suit everyone else here. I personally don't have a problem with words because words are just sounds that come out of my mouth. But I understand not everyone looks at words the same way I do. The Fairlady, because it's about intentions. That's all I'm saying. It's about your intention. Excuse me. Okay, I'll stop. The Fairlady 240Z appears in the Safari Rally. The cars achieve an overall class and team triple victory with a 1-2 finish. 1971, the 4th generation Bluebird. The 4th generation Bluebird is named the Bluebird U. The car features a softer curved design and a more enlarged body over the previous model. I do love that blue. I like how they went with like a more like a navy blue there, and then this is like a baby blue. I kind of like that. 1972, the fourth generation Skyline. The Skyline C110 is introduced. The GT series is powered by a straight 6L20 engine. This car would sell more than any other Skyline model at 660,000 units. Dang, 1972. 10 million units produced. Oh my good. Wait, hold on. I don't remember I can't remember when Toyota got to 10 million units, but my dude, Nissan, you're at 10 million units in 72. In September, total production hits 10 million units. 1972, the second generation Laurel. The Laurel C130 debuts. The car boasts luxury and high quality. I love that color too. That's like a lemon. No, excuse me, lime. It's like a deep lime. My goodness. Oh, this color as well. That's like a Merlot. I think I love. Shout out to Porsche with their names and BMW, making just really cool car. Excuse me, car color names. 1972, Japan's first four-door hardtop. That is sexy. I love the way the window, they delete that window so you can have that, you know, the when you lower the front and rear window, you just have that the pillar deleted. Okay, excuse me. 1972 car, four-door model with a coupe styling. The first Japanese four-door hardtop is added to the lineup for the 2030. The third generation Cedric, fourth generation Gloria, the first to share a platform between the models. That is an absolutely beautiful car. Oh my goodness. If that doesn't scream muscle car, I don't know what does. 1973, the rarest GTR, the Skyline 2000 GTR C110 debuts with less than 200 cars produced. The car is often called the Mirage GTR. Oh my gosh. That is absolutely gorgeous. 1975, the second generation Silvia. The Silvia C10 debuts. Through previously a two-seater, the car is redesigned with the North American market, made into a pillarless hardtop. Okay, so I love that color. Like the looks on this. Okay, look, I don't have to like every car. I mean, it looks nice. 1976. This is more my style too. Maybe it's just currently I'm into this like executive. The fifth generation Bluebird, the fifth generation Datsun Bluebird A10 is introduced in response to the oil crisis and new emissions regulations. The environmental aspect of the car has been improved. 1977. That's no, I like that. That's very hot. The fifth generation Skyline, the Skyline C210 is introduced while carrying over some characteristics from the C110. The new model is given clean styling. That is very clean. The car is nicknamed Japan after a catchphrase used in the TV commercials. I just had to take a second and look at that. It's just so different. It looks so different. 1977, the fourth generation Sunny. The Datsun Sunny B310 debuts. The original lineup is available with a 1200cc or 1400cc engine. This will be the last front engine rear-wheel drive Sunny. 1977, 20 million units produced. 20 million units produced. 1977. In July, total production reaches 20 million units. 1978, the second generation Fairlady Z. The Fairlady Z changes over to the second generation. The long nose, short deck style is carried over from the hugely successful first generation model. Yes, Nissan, fire. Absolute fire. The first generation Pulsar. Shout out to all Pulsars out there. I know this isn't a real one, but here we go. Shout out to Hamilton for making a PSR. The first generation Pulsar. In May, the Pulsar N10 is introduced, replacing the Cherry. This model targets small European front-wheel drive cars as its rivals. I like that color. It looks like a little. It looks like a little bee. It looks like a. No, I like it a lot. 1979 overall victory at the Safari Rally. From 1979 to 1982, Nissan was the overall winner of the Safari Rally for 4 years in a row with the Violet. Shout out to here's this is my mom's car, the 6th generation Bluebird. I know she bought it in. I know this isn't the same exact car, but look, it looks like same. It looks the same. The 6th generation Datsun Bluebird 910 made its debut. It soon became a bestseller for its clean design and sporty handling. 1979, NDI founded. In April, Nissan Design International is founded in America. 1979, the 5th generation Cedric, the 6th generation Gloria. The Cedric Gloria 430 is introduced, becoming the first Japanese production car to be fitted with a turbocharged engine. The car is known for its boxy design. 1979, the 3rd generation Silvia. The 3rd generation Silvia 200SX S110 debuts. The coupe is available as either a notchback or a fastback. The Gazelle sister car is also introduced. 1980, exports reached 10 million. In January, total exports reached 10 million units. 1980, Nissan USA founded. Nissan Motor Manufacturing Corporation USA is founded in July. The Datsun truck is the first car off the line in 1983. 1980, equity interests in Spanish business. Nissan acquires equity in Motor Ibercia. Production of the Patrol Safari begins in 1983. That looks strikingly very similar to a Jeep. Strikingly similar to someone who was not very knowledgeable on Jeeps myself. I'm talking about me. 1980, a turbocharger introduced in the Skyline. Yes, shout out to turbocharging Skylines. A turbo model is added to the 5th generation Skyline lineup. Dude, that looks like the Knight Rider. I didn't really watch that show, but that looks very similar. Okay, 1980, the 1st generation Leopard. The Leopard F30 debuts in September. Available as a luxury sedan or coupe, the car garners much attention for its numerous cutting-edge features. 1981, shout out to 1981, the dual overhead cam Skyline. In October, the RS series introduced for the 6th generation Skyline, becoming the first since the 4th generation to feature a dual overhead cam engine. In addition, a turbocharged dual overhead cam model is introduced in 1983. 1981, the 5th generation Sunny. Having gained huge popularity in the economy car market, the Sunny enters its 5th generation. The first front-wheel drive Sunny. The layout has been changed to make more effective use of the space available. 1981, the 6th generation Skyline. The Skyline R30 debuts in August. TV commercials for the car feature actor and racing driver Paul Newman. Dang, bro, that's epic. 1982, the 1st generation Prairie. The 1st generation Prairie debuts. Known for its sliding door design, the car is the forefather of compact Japanese SUVs. That looks like a little rabbit. That's kind of cool. Okay, 1982, the Silvia takes 3rd at the Safari Rally. As the Violet takes its 4th consecutive win at the Safari Rally, its successor, the Silvia, also manages to come in 3rd overall. 1982, the 1st generation March. The 81 Tokyo Motor Show sees the unveiling of a company car named the March that becomes a hot topic. The car's excellent drivability will lead to its extensive usage in motorsports. That is really cool. It's like to me it looks like the beginning of the hot hatch for Nissan. 1983, the WRC Group B machine. Some 200 units of the 240 RS homologation model are produced for participation in the WRC's Group B. One such car takes 2nd overall in the New Zealand Rally. 1983, the 6th generation Cedric. The 7th Gloria. The 6th generation Cedric Y30 is introduced. This car is the first Japanese production model to be fitted with a V6 engine. 1983, the 3rd generation Fairlady Z. Shout out to all third generations. The Z31 is released as the third generation of the Fairlady Z. The model leaned more towards a Grand Tour, and its 226.8 horsepower, 3-liter V6 turbo engine made it the most powerful Japanese car of its day. Very impressive, Nissan. 1983, the 7th generation Bluebird. The 7th generation Bluebird U11 debuts. While the car retains the looks of the previous generation, the drivetrain has been changed to a front-wheel drive. 1983, oh my gosh, look at that hood. That hood is epic, bro. The 4th generation Silvia. The 4th generation Silvia, the 200SX name is continued for the North American market. The car sparks conversation with its retractable headlights and hard wedge-shaped silhouette. 1984, Nissan UK is founded. Nissan Motor Manufacturing UK is established in Sunderland, England. Production of the European version of the Bluebird Oster in Japan begins in 1986. 1984, electric folding mirrors introduced. The Laurel is equipped with the world's first electric folding mirrors. Soon, electric folding mirrors are adopted by manufacturers all over the world and are still popular to this day. I'm very grateful for that in my BMW. I think that's something that I think should be in every car. I just look, sometimes people on accident, bump into your. I really am grateful for that. I really am. 1985, 40 million units produced in August. Total production reached 40 million units. 1985, Project 901 begins. The 901 project is set up with a goal of creating the best handling cars in the world. Thanks to this project, Nissan's reputation as a technological innovator spreads around the globe. 1985, the 7th generation Skyline. The 7th generation Skyline R31 is introduced. The car is equipped with the newly developed RB series straight 6 engine. Holla! The car is also available as the only 4-door hardtop in Skyline history. Talk about a sleeper, bro. 1986, first competitions at Le Mans. Nissan enters the 24-hour Le Mans as an official works team. The R85V, fitted with a 3-liter V6 from the Cedric Gloria, competes at the event in 16th place. 1986, the 2nd generation Leopard. The 2nd generation Leopard debuts. The 4-door design is terminated and replaced with a 2-door coupe model. This luxury coupe is available with either a 2 or 3-liter V6 engine. 1986, the 3rd generation Pulsar. The 3rd generation Pulsar N13 is introduced. The 4-wheel drive model features the world's first vicious coupling on a production car. 1987, oh my gosh, that's an adorable car. That looks like a Pokemon. The Nissan Pike series begins. The March-based BE1 is introduced. Production is limited run of 10,000 units. The first of Nissan's Pike series becomes immensely popular among the younger generation. That looks like a little Pokemon. 1987, limited edition Skyline. A limited run of 800 Skyline GTS-Rs is produced as a Group A homologation model. The 2-liter dual overhead cam straight 6 engine produces 207 horsepower. That's sexy. 1988, the SEMA is introduced. A luxury model of the Cedric Gloria. The car is released as Japan's first large executive sedan aimed at owner drivers. Thanks in part to economic boom at the time, the car is so incredibly popular, economic journals call it the SEMA phenomenon. 1988, the 1st generation Cefirio. The original Cefirio is introduced, aimed at young adults not satisfied with the previous offerings in the large sedan segment, such as the Laurel and Skyline. Along with its engine and suspension, the choices made available for the car's body and interior colors make it a hot topic. 1988, the 5th generation Silvia. The 5th generation Silvia S13 is introduced. The car is advertised with the slogan Art Force. That is, dude, artistic on fire. Absolutely. Featuring a previously unseen low and wide design. Dude, I love wide and low. I love just excuse me, like wide body. I love the wide body designs. So the car becomes a big hit, especially among young generations, for its beautiful styling and high performance achieved by coupling a dual overhead cam with rear multi-link suspension and a front engine rear wheel drive lineup across all models. It goes on to win both Car of the Year Japan and Japan's Good Design Award. Absolutely. 1989. Oh, here we go. Fire. The GTR returns after a 16-year hiatus. I think sometimes Nissan just wants to get us super, super excited. That's my theory, is that, sometimes they're like, look, we're going to stop making the car to make sure people appreciate. There's nothing wrong with, that's how you get people to appreciate stuff. You take it away. I do that to my son all the time. When he doesn't appreciate something, I take it away. And guess what? Then he starts to appreciate it again. After a 16-year hiatus, the GTR model makes a comeback for the R32 Skyline. The ultra high performance sports coupe features the ATSA ET-S electronic torque slip four-wheel drive system, conforming to Group A touring car regulations. The car takes the racing world by storm, both domestically and internationally. 1989, the 8th generation Skyline. The 8th generation Skyline R32 is released. The car has been slimmed down over the previous model and becomes known for its superb performance and fierce styling. 1989, here we go, baby. I fell in love with you the first moment I saw you. The 4th generation Fairlady Z. Released on the 20th year since inception of the Fairlady Z. The 4th generation bids farewell to the classic long-nosed design. The car's 3000cc V6 dual overhead cam engine is available naturally aspirated or as a twin turbo. I absolutely love this car. I drooled over this car for many, many decades. 1989, Nissan Europe is founded. Nissan Europe is established in the Netherlands to control the company's European activities. 1989, the second Pike car. That's adorable, bro. That's adorable. Following on from the BE-1, the PAO becomes the next of Nissan's Pike cars. During the third month reservation period, over 50,000 orders are placed for the outdoorsy compact. Look, I'm just saying, maybe there's a market for like a Pokemon car. Nissan, I love the Cube. I just didn't have the opportunity to buy a Cube. I absolutely would have loved to own a Cube. And I know that I'm talking like 20 years here down the road because we're at 1990. 4 consecutive championship wins for the unbeatable car. The Skyline GTR competes at the Japanese Touring Car Championships with no worthy rivals to stand up against its unbelievable performance. The car wins the championship 4 consecutive years until 1993, completing all 29 races undefeated. Holla! 1990, the first generation Primera. The first generation Primera P10 is born. With its superb handling, a sports sedan is more than a fair match for its European rivals. 1990, 50 million units produced in January. Total production reaches 50 million units. 1991, the 9th generation Bluebird. The 9th generation Bluebird U13 is introduced. The sedan is given the SSS 3S designator, while hardtop is called the AXR. 1991, 3 consecutive championships win at the IMSA GTP. The GTP ZX Turbo at the 4th round of the North American IMSA GTP in 1991. The car wins the championship 3 years running from 1988 to 1991. I'm so grateful to have been alive during this time period. The 1991 victory at Spa-Francorchamps. The R31 GTR competes at Spa-Francorchamps. 24 hours it takes the overall victory with a huge lead over its rivals. 1992, Rikubetsu Proving Grounds completed. In January, the Hokkaido Rikubetsu Proving Grounds is built for cold weather testing. My dream is one day I would love to visit this facility as well. Absolutely. Thank you, Nissan, for building that. 1992, the Pulsar at the WRC. The Pulsar Performance Model GTIR competes in the WRC. The hot hatch combines a 226.8 horsepower 2-liter engine with a 4-wheel drive transmission. 1992, the IMSA GTS Series champion, the 300ZX Fairlady sweeps the North American IMSA GTS Series, taking both the manufacturer's title and the driver's championship with Steve Millen at the wheel. 1992, Car of the Year Europe. In November, the Micra March becomes the first Japanese car to win Car of the Year Europe. 1992, the second generation March. The second generation March Micra is introduced similar to the original. The car is made for the European market where there is high competition in the compact car market. It is designed with a focus on the efficient use of limited space. 1992, continuously variable transmissions adopted. The second generation March Micra becomes an early adopter of a continuously variable transmission, CVT, which were still expensive at the time. The car achieves an excellent balance of fuel economy and acceleration. 1993, the ninth generation Skyline. The ninth generation Skyline R33 is introduced equipped standard with a 2.5 liter engine. The car also has a large body providing improved comfort. 1994, the unique Racine RV. The boxy Racine compact RV debuts. While not a true off-road vehicle, the car finds popularity as a useful and durable city runabout. 1994, victory at the All Japan GT Championship. The GTR Group A version competes in the All Japan Grand Touring Car Championship, which replaces the JTCC. The car takes the first season's championship victory. 1995, the ninth generation Skyline GTR. This is a hot car, baby. The R33 Skyline GTR is finally released. Almost a year and a half after the release of the base model, the car has been developed with an even greater focus on mastering the Nuremberg than the previous model. 1995, Zama plant production ceases. Operation ceases at the Zama plant, the main passenger car production facility since 1965. The plant's 30-year history comes to an end. 1995, return to the competition at Le Mans. Competition at the 24-hour of Le Mans recommences. The Turismo GTR LM is entered in the GT1 class and comes 10th overall, 5th in class. Okay, 1995, the second generation Primera. The second generation Primera carries on the series concept. The rear suspension on the front wheel drive model is changed to a multi-linked beam setup. 1996, the 10th generation Bluebird. The 10th generation Bluebird uses the same platform as the Primera. The hardtop model is discontinued with only a linear sedan body available. 1996, foreign production hits 10 million. In October, total foreign production reaches 10 million units. 1997, the world's first lithium-ion battery EV. Research on lithium-ion battery technology, which started in 1992, culminates in the development of the Prairie Joy EV. One such car acts as a support vehicle for the Arctic Research Center in Norway. 1997, pioneer of the large minivan, the Gran debuts. The car becomes a hit, being one of the first large minivans available for the Japanese market. 1997, the 7th generation Laurel. The C35 Laurel is released in 1997. The new body exhibits a more vibrant design that its boxier than its predecessor. This will be the last model to carry the Laurel name. 1998, the Cube Height Wagon. The Cube, which stood 20 mm taller than the March, made its debut as one of the first tall wagons. 1998, the 10th generation Skyline. Yes, baby. The 10th generation Skyline R34 is introduced. The wheelbase has been shortened to improve handling, while power output from the RB25 DET engine has been increased to 276.1 horsepower. Yes. 1998. I got goosebumps on that. I like to say goose pimples, but my wife hates it when I say goose pimples. So I actually use goose pimples a lot more. Don't tell her, okay? I'm sorry. I just like the word goose pimples, okay? The Japanese trio stands on the podium at Le Mans. The R390 competes in the GT1 class at the 24-hour Le Mans. The number 32 cars trio of Japanese drivers, Kazuyushi Hoshino, Aguri Suzuki, and Masahiko Kageyama take the first third place podium finish for an all-Japanese team of drivers. Yes! 1999. Shout out to 1999. The Renault-Nissan Alliance. Nissan signs a global partnership agreement based on mutual stock sharing with Renault of France. 1999. Next generation transmissions adopted. The Y34 Cedric Gloria is released, equipped with the next generation Xtroid CBT transmission. 1999. The R34 GTR is unveiled. The veil is lifted from the R34 Skyline GTR at the Tokyo Auto Salon. This will be the last of the second era of GTRs, which started with the R32. I would have absolutely have loved to see this in the United States. What a glorious, glorious automobile. 2000, the world's cleanest gasoline car. The Sentra CA was approved by the California Air Resources Board Super Ultra Low Emissions Vehicle classification, making it the cleanest gasoline powered car in the world. Damn. 2000, victory at adventure rallies. The Terrano competes in the Rally Raid Mongol, which covers 5,000 kilometers, 3,107 miles of the country's vast landscape. Father-son team Masario and Takayuki Hasimi take overall victory. Shout out to father-son teams. That's epic. The new X-Trail SUV. The new X-Trail SUV debuts. The car's high-performance four-wheel drive system and reasonable costs garner its massive support from young outdoors enthusiasts. 2001, the 11th generation Skyline. The V35 Skyline is introduced. Several significant changes are made to the Skyline series. The classic straight 6 engine is switched for a V6 unit, with the image is overhauled as the series re-evaluates the concept of new generation Grand Touring cars. 2001, the GTR concept. The GTR concept is unveiled at the Tokyo Motor Show. The possibility of a successor to the GTR series sparks excited conversation among enthusiasts. 2002, the third generation March. The third generation March Micro goes on sale. The car becomes popular for its combination of vibrant color, body color, and its balance of soft and rounded V versus sharp body design. That is a little bug. That's a ladybug right there. No, I like it. 2002, the Fairlady Z returns. The Fairlady Z is revived after a 2-year absence as the Z33. The 2x2 design is scrapped in favor of an all 2-seater lineup fitted with a 2.5 liter V6. Look, I understand I understand the two-seater because it's your fair lady and you touring. So I get that. 2002 intelligent keys adopted. Nissan cars are first fitted with intelligent keys that allow the car to be locked, unlocked, and even the engine to be started without the use of a physical key. The system is used on many other production products thereafter. 2002, an all-out effort at the Nuremberg. An R34 Skyline GTR equipped for use in the Japanese Super Endurance Series competes in the 24 Hours of Nuremberg, coming in 4th overall. That's impressive. 2002, the first generation Murano. The next generation crossover SUVs are announced in America, the Murano Z50. 2002, Nissan's first key car goes on sale following the previous year's agreement with Suzuki. The Moko key car debuts. This car marks the entry of Nissan into the key car market. 2003, a joint venture in China. Nissan and China Dongfeng Motor announced the establishment of their new joint company, Dongfeng Motor Company Limited. 2003, fuel cell vehicles leased. In December, fuel cell vehicle versions of the X-Trail, the X-Trail FCV are released. 2003, Japan's first Solvi SULEV, the 2000 Bluebird Sylphy becomes the first domestic Japanese vehicle to be recognized under the Japanese Solvi classification. 2004, class victory at the Dakar Rally. Nissan Works pickup Datsun, the Patrol Safari compete in the Paris Dakar Rally running from France to Dakar and Senegal. Rookie Yoshi Ikamachi takes victory in the T1 class. Shout out to all rookies out there. You know, I like to say this is my rookie year in YouTube. You know, it's my first year on YouTube, so I'm a rookie. That's what I say. 2004, the Tiada World Car. The Tiada compact car is released featuring the B platform developed in conjunction with Renault. The car is strategically pitted to sell in countries around the world as a high volume product. Talk about high volume, baby. 2005, amid aiming for zero traffic fatalities, Vision Zero commences a project aimed at reducing the number of fatalities and serious injuries from traffic accidents to zero. Shout out to you, Nissan. Such forward thinking. 2005, Nissan 180 meets its commitment. Nissan 180, a third-year plan to start in 2002, meets a global rising global sales by 1 million units. Sorry, I butchered that. 2005, the GTR prototype is unveiled. There it is, baby. Godzilla. The GTR prototype concept is revealed at the Tokyo Motor Show. The design of the car, which would be released in 2007, is first made public. 2005, the world's largest Nissan showroom. The world's largest Nissan showroom is open in Oman in the Middle East. I would absolutely love to visit this. Bro, this is now a dream. I just learned this, but I would love to visit this showroom. Shout out to Oman. I'm sorry if you're saying the location incorrectly. Oman in the Middle East. I would love to visit this showroom. 2006, the V36 Skyline. The Infiniti G35 sedan is displayed at the New York International Auto Show. This model will also debut in Japan as the 12th generation Skyline. 2007, the third generation GTR. The third generation of the GTR debuts at the Tokyo Motor Show. Though now separate from the Skyline series, the car has evolved into a world-class machine. Absolutely world-class. 2007, even today it's untouchable. Who is competing with the GTR even by today's standards? Parking aid, a round view monitor, a system designed to ease parallel parking in narrow garage parking spaces, becomes the first of its kind in the world to be fitted to production cars. The new El Gran is one such car, released in October the same year. 2008, the 6th generation Fairlady Z debuts. The 6th generation Z34 Fairlady Z is introduced, while the engine displacement has been increased to 3.7 liters. The wheelbase has been shortened and the body is lighter, resulting in an overall improvement in handling. 2008 GT Academy announced. The GT Academy commences operated in cooperation with Gran Turismo. Holla! The company aims to make gamers into professional race car drivers. That's so smart. Very forward thinking. 2008, the Clean Diesel X-Trail. The Clean Diesel X-Trail 20 GT is unveiled. The car meets Japan's strict post-new long-term regulations emissions standards. 2009, global headquarters completed. The global headquarters are completed in Yokohama, Japan, the company's birthplace. Oh my gosh. One day, please. God bless me with the ability to visit this facility. 2010, strategic partnership with Daimler. A strategic partnership is announced between the Renault-Nissan Alliance and Daimler AG, currently called Mercedes-Benz Group AG. Oh my goodness. The agreement covers a wide field, including the co-development and co-production of compact cars and power plants. 2010, the Leaf EV is released. The Leaf production electric vehicle goes on sale in America and Japan. The car's 80 kilowatt, 107.4 horsepower electric motor and laminated lithium-ion batteries give it a range of 124.2 miles. Actually, it was funny. I considered buying a Leaf. It's just the range wasn't there yet. Okay, and I do love the Jukes as well. 2010, a compact crossover SUV. The Juke crossover SUV is released based on the B platform co-developed with Renault. The car becomes popular for its unique design. Absolutely unique design. And the one thing I liked about the Jukes was the interior. They modeled it after like a motorcycle gas tank. 2011, the Leaf is the world's car of the year. That is amazing. The Leaf EV is chosen as this year's world car of the year. 2012, the NV220 become a New York taxi. The NV200 compact commercial utility vehicle is chosen for the next generation of New York City taxis. This is the other thing I love. Nissan, I don't know if you're doing, but I would love to see, I think it's called the Class B camper. I would love to see a Nissan camper. Right now I'm looking at the Airstream with the Mercedes body, but Nissan, if you did like the equivalent, maybe like a Nismo camper, I would love to see that. Please, I would love. And look, I'm spoiled. I'm asking for too much, but I would just love to see that. I really would. And I think don't quote me, but I think Nissan was actually in development in making a camper type vehicle. So 2012, the second generation Note. The Note world car receives a number of changes for its second generation. The engine is a downsized direct injection Miller cycle 1.2 liter straight 3 with a supercharger. Oh my gosh, that would be epic. 2013, plans for autonomous vehicle announced. In August, plans are announced for the implementation of a number of groundbreaking automated driving technologies across the range of models by the year 2020. 2013, the 80th anniversary. The company reaches its 80th anniversary celebration. Celebrations are held at a number of locations, including a parade in Yokohama. Very awesome. 2014, Nissan's first commercial EV. In June, Nissan's first commercial EV, the ENV200, is introduced. The car is based on the power plant of the Leaf and includes a number of features useful for a commercial vehicle, including two 100-volt outlets. 2014, competing in Le Mans with an EV race car, Nissan Zeode RC electronic race car competes at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Oh my gosh, that is epic. 2014, the 13th generation Skyline. I love this body. I love this body. The 13th generation Skyline V37 is introduced, a Japanese market version of the Infiniti Q50 that has debuted the previous year in America. The car uses the Infiniti emblem. 2015, Blancpain Endurance Season Champion. The GTR Nismo GT3 competes in the Blancpain Endurance Series, winning the championship under drivers Alex Bonkambe and Katsumasa Chiyu and Wolfgang Riep. Look, shout out to Blancpain. I wanted to buy I couldn't afford it, but the 50 Fathoms, if you made a smaller version of that 50 Fathoms watch, Blancpain, that would be epic. 2015 GT Academy Asian Championship. The Asian Championship of the GT Academy opens. A pro driver training program uses Gran Turismo. The competition is attended by the Japanese, Indian, Indonesian, Thai, and the Philippine participants. I forgive me for not mentioning that. Shout out to Asian Club, Burlingame High School class of '99. I also, many of my friends, I apologize for not mentioning Indian, Thai, and Filipinos. I can't even count how many people would speak to me in Tagalog because they thought I was Filipino. So shout out to all my Filipino friends, my Indian and Indonesian friends, and Thai friends. Thank you. 2015, a return to the podium at Bathurst. GTR Nismo GT3 takes overall victory at Australia's iconic Bathurst 12-hour, excuse me if I said the name wrong, race. This would be the first win for the GTR at Bathurst in 23 years. 2015, public road tests for autonomous vehicle begin. Public road tests begin on experimental vehicles able to drive autonomously on both highways and regular public roads. 2016, the Note's new electric powertrain, the Note e-Power model, which uses a conventional engine to generate electricity for powering the electric motors, is added to the Note lineup, and the car is a big hit. 2016, variable compression technology announced. The variable compression VC turbo engine is unveiled. The system enables on-the-fly adjustment of the compression ratio by adjusting the top dead center position of the pistons. 2016, alliance formed with Mitsubishi Motors. Very cool. The strategic alliance is formed with Mitsubishi Motors. Nissan takes a 34% equity stake in Mitsubishi Motors. Bro, does that mean we're going to come back out? Look, Nissan, Mitsubishi, I love you both. Can we see an evolution? 2016, the car. ProPilot automated driving technology. The new Selena minivan is equipped with ProPilot technology that allows automated driving with a single highway lane. 2017, top of the charts for the first time in 32 years. In January, the Nissan Note claims the number one spot in the Nissan Serena ranks number 2, marking the first time in 32 years that the company occupied the top 2 positions in Japan's domestic sales charts. 2017, Nissan announces their vision for the future. Nissan's intelligent mobility vision is announced. The vision looks at how cars are powered, how cars are driven, and how cars integrate into society. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you, Nissan. Absolutely epic. I love you with all my heart. Thank you so much for being such a forward-thinking company, such an amazing producer of automobiles, artificial intelligence, intelligent mobility. Look, I feel like Nissan, you involved yourself in everything. I just make the correlation. When I think of Microsoft, I think of Microsoft as embedded itself in literally every technological aspect out there. Nissan, I feel like you did that not only with software, but the hardware too, because, sometimes sometimes your hardware is only as good as your software, but your software is only as good as your hardware as well. So thank you, Nissan, for realizing and being so forward thinking. I look forward to the day of visiting all your facilities. I look forward to the day of visiting your facilities on Mars and on the moon. I look forward to the future. I really do. And here's the other thing I think about Miss Chamberlain. I think about, when you talk about Van Gogh and him not being appreciated during his time period, what I like to think is there's no unwinnable hands. Maybe we should speak to the current Van Gogh that's alive, because I believe that as long as you're not forgotten, you're always remembered, you're always alive. And that's really what I believe. So thank you. I love you to all the people out there who inspire me. There are so many people in my rookie year of YouTube. This is my rookie year of YouTube. Thank you. I love you to everyone. God bless.